The long-anticipated rematch between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol had just taken place, and the boxing world was buzzing with reactions from fighters and analysts alike.
Hey bud, what'd you think, man? I saw you dap up Dmitry in the ring. What'd you think of the fight?
Oh man, he did good, man. He won the fight.
Overall, the way he fought, what do you think made the difference tonight in your opinion?
He was in better shape.
Yeah?
He left it all in the ring. He wanted it more.
Just a quick one on Artur Beterbiev. Did you agree with the scorecards?
I'll be real, I was caught up in an in-depth conversation, future planning and so on. So I can't tell you exactly what the scorecards were, what it looked like at the fight because I wasn't fully locked in. But the score's the score, innit? You can't reverse time. What did you make of it? You tell me.
It was close, but yeah, I'm not going to argue with anything. It was very close.
Was it?
Yeah,
like the first one?
Yeah.
Would you want to see a trilogy?
I don't know if we need to, but I would definitely watch it. Would you watch it? I would definitely watch it. Do you know what? They're both very elite fighters because what makes them so unique is that they're so different in terms of their game plans, their strengths, their weaknesses. They're so different, but they gel so well. Do you know what I mean? Because you're expecting one thing from Artur. Bivol's like slick and showing us what boxing IQ looks like. Then you've got a rugged, tough, strong man in Artur Beterbiev, and they just gel really well.
What was different about this fight from the first fight?
I don't know. I think this fight better than first fight, but we'll see. It's my time to come back.
When you come back, we saw Turki Al-Sheikh come up to you right after with 3 fingers in the air saying third fight. Is that what you want? A rubber match with Dmitry Bivol?
Actually, I don't want second fight too. I mean, it's not my choice, but no problem. We're gonna do third fight if we need.
After the fight, I came to Beterbiev and I told him, Artur, I respect you so much because when I was young and I came to national team, I was looking after you, how you are training, and you were the #1. I really respect you and I want to shake your hand and say thank you for this fight. And we shake hands. And he said, thank you for the fight also, and this is sport. Yeah, this is what happened. You are a good fighter also. And then we had another talk. He came, but he didn't. But he said, like, I will not shake hand now because we will have third fight. And it was in the normal way, not like arrogant. You know, it was fine. I said, okay, no problem.
That main event, what a fight it was. I mean, 2 unbelievable gladiators, the best of their generation by far, and what a fight they put on for the fans. I mean, it had everything. It was fought at an unbelievable pace, brilliant skills, courage, bloody whiskers they've got, the pair of them. And I've got to take my hat off to Beterbiev. He's 40 years of age. How does he do that?
Oh my goodness. What was your thoughts right before they read the scorecards?
I thought Bivol just got it. I thought he came back into it. You know, I think we talked about it before the fight. I said I think the first round would be like the 13th or the last, where Beterbiev came back into it. I felt that he would start stronger this time, but I was surprised that he just, like at one stage, you know, was it I think about the 8th round, it seemed like a little bit of gas slowed down a bit. But great fight, fabulous fight.
Some people have Bivol winning both fights. Of course, the first one went to Beterbiev on the card. So what happens if we see a third, which I assume we're going to do?
Well, I'm sure the guys will do it. You know, I mean, nothing's been done yet. But if they do, cool, bloody hell. Can you imagine what that's going to be like?
And the new, I mean, listen, I was going for Beterbiev, but I think the right man won tonight. Could have been a draw, but I think that Bivol edged it by 1-2 rounds, for sure.
What do you think made the difference?
The accumulating of punches. I think that even though he was fighting on his back foot, he was throwing more combinations, and I think landing a little bit more, a bit better. I think what I would take from Beterbiev, I think what I noticed a bit different was that he was going for the body more than the head. I think he should have kept going that route. I think it would have slowed Bivol down. But hey, I think that we should look forward to a trilogy now.
Unbelievable. I mean, to be honest with you, I can't believe Dmitry Bivol won that fight after what I saw through 5 rounds, because I thought he won the first 2 rounds, and then we knew Beterbiev would start fast, and he just came out like an absolute train, and it looked like nothing was going to stop him, or nothing was going to, just reduce the pressure. And what we saw from there is probably the best boxing performance I've ever seen live. It was unbelievable. I mean, young fighters, look at the way he stabbed the body, landed on the body, made Beterbiev follow him around, worked to angles. It was just the purest performance I've ever seen.
Derek, we have just seen Dmitry Bivol crowned undisputed. What do you make of his performance tonight?
Great fight. He won the last 2 rounds. That's why he won it.
In terms of winning the last 2 rounds, that's where he thinks he lost it in the last fight. What technically do you think he improved on?
You see, he dropped in round 9, and 10 was a split, and he just went on from 11, 12, and that was it.
Do you think he won or lost the first fight?
I think he lost. He lost the first fight because they didn't give him the belts. If he won that, they would have given him the belts. So he lost the first fight. He won the second fight. Now we'll see fight number 3.
Before the fight, Canelo Alvarez expressed his excitement about the potential rematch between Bivol and Beterbiev, labeling it a fantastic fight. While Canelo refrained from committing to a future showdown with either fighter at light heavyweight, his acknowledgement of the matchup's significance and the immense talent of both men only added to the anticipation. He highlighted the skill sets of both fighters, with Beterbiev's power and Bivol's speed being key aspects that made this a must-watch bout.
And just one more from me, Beterbiev-Bivol, the rematch. What a great fight that is in Saudi. How do you see that playing out, Saudi?
It's going to be a really good fight again. Both are great fighters and
do you see yourself fighting a light heavyweight again? Maybe.
Roy Jones Jr. offered his expert opinion on Beterbiev's attributes, particularly focusing on his physical strength and aggressive style. Jones praised Beterbiev's power, emphasizing how it made him a dangerous opponent for anyone in the division. Despite his aggression, Jones noted that Beterbiev had a remarkable composure in the ring, never revealing his emotions as he landed devastating punches. According to Jones, this level-headed approach added a psychological edge to Beterbiev's already impressive physical capabilities. However, Jones also acknowledged that Bivol's speed and technical proficiency made him a difficult puzzle for Beterbiev to solve. While Jones believed Beterbiev's power would play a major role in the rematch, he recognized that Bivol's ability to move and land precise punches could give him an advantage if he was able to avoid Beterbiev's bombs.
Mainly just his power. His power along with his aggression and with his subtle face. He never changes his expression, which is a beautiful thing.
Lonnie B shared his prediction for the rematch, suggesting that Beterbiev would come out on top, but with a different approach this time around. Lonnie B believed that Beterbiev had returned too soon after surgery for the first fight, which may have impacted his performance. This time, however, he expected the Russian to be fully prepared and have a more calculated strategy. He proposed that Beterbiev would target Bivol's body early in the fight, as he believed this would break down the champion's defense and create openings for a stoppage in the later rounds. Lonnie B speculated that Beterbiev might claim victory by the 9th or 10th round if he executed this plan successfully from the outset.
You obviously got Arthur in the rematch, right? By stoppage.
Yeah, I got Arthur.
Right?
And no excuses, but I think Arthur came and fought too fast off that surgery. I think this fight he gonna stop. I think this fight he go to the body more. He gonna stop Bivol.
You think it will be early, or you think it's gonna be a long, late round fight at Bivol?
I think like probably 9 or 10. If Arthur starts to the body in the first round, I think he'd get him out of there about 9 or 10.
Hamza Shiraz was full of optimism for Bivol's chances in the rematch. Shiraz predicted that Bivol would win the fight by unanimous decision, citing his superior boxing ability as the key to his success. He reflected on Bivol's performance in their first meeting and believed that the Russian's exceptional skill set would carry him through again. Despite acknowledging that both fighters were elite talents, Shiraz was confident in Bivol's ability to outclass Beterbiev in the ring once more. He expressed gratitude for being part of of such an exciting event and was convinced that Bivol's technical brilliance would shine through in the rematch.
The main event, I think Beterbiev is going to win via unanimous decision. But then again, listen, Bivol's a top fighter, so it's a great, all the fights are great fights, man. So it's just a massive honor to be a part of it. So a massive thank you to His Excellency for giving the opportunity.
Callum Smith offered a perspective from someone who had first-hand experience with both fighters. Smith found it difficult to pick a winner after the first fight, suggesting that a draw could have been a fair result. He praised both fighters for their incredible skill sets and acknowledged that their contrasting styles made for a fascinating matchup. However, Smith leaned slightly towards Bivol as the favorite for the rematch. He pointed to Bivol's age and freshness as significant advantages, noting that the Russian seemed to be improving with time. Beterbiev, on the other hand, was older, and Smith believed that the wear and tear of a long career might be starting to show, especially after a grueling fight in his last outing. While Smith acknowledged Beterbiev's strength and aggression, he felt that Bivol's sharpness and improving skills could give him the edge in the rematch, even though he expected it to be another closely contested battle.
Beterbiev a lot favoured Bivol. A draw, probably a fair result, but I don't know. I just think second time round, they obviously both know each other well. I just don't know if the timing keeps going on. It favours Bivol a little bit more. He's younger, he's fresher, and Beterbiev, we keep saying it, but he can't keep going on, and that last fight was the toughest fight of his career. It'd be interesting to see how much that has took out to him, and is he finally going to look his age? I don't know. I think it's going to be another really close fight and tough to pick them, but if I had to side with one, I'd side with Bivol this time.
Teddy Atlas focused on what Bivol needed to avoid rather than what he should do in the rematch. According to Atlas, Bivol's performance in their first encounter was solid, as he executed his game plan effectively and controlled much of the action. Despite Bivol's agility, quick reflexes, and intelligent counterpunching, Atlas pointed out that Bivol had not been awarded the decision. He highlighted that Bivol was in control for most of the fight, using his skill to evade Beterbiev's relentless pressure. However, Atlas pinpointed the crucial moment in the 7th round when Bivol threw one punch too many, allowing Beterbiev to seize an opening and shift the momentum. Looking ahead, Atlas suggested that Bivol must focus on avoiding risky exchanges and staying away from close-range battles in the rematch. He stressed that Bivol's best chance at success lay in maintaining distance, using his movement to stay away from Beterbiev's powerful shots, and preventing the Russian from closing in.
Where he was throwing up one of those beautiful combinations, he threw one punch too many. He got greedy. Maybe he got careless. He got whatever you want to call it. You gotta be of that with a guy like this. You gotta get out of Dodge by noon. If you're a minute after noon, you get shot. Yeah. And Richie looked at me like, whoa.
Craig Richards also weighed in on the rematch. Richards emphasized that both fighters would need to make adjustments in order to claim victory. Reflecting on the first encounter, Richards noted the flashes of brilliance shown by both men, and he believed that the key to victory in the rematch would be who could adapt and improve their tactics more effectively. While he admitted that it was difficult to predict a winner, Richards expressed excitement about the bout, considering how close the initial fight had been. He also reflected on his sparring sessions with Beterbiev, where he had been able to handle Beterbiev's pressure better than expected, which gave him a lot of confidence. Richards felt that the fighter who was able to make the best adjustments in the rematch would ultimately come out on top.
Who makes the necessary adjustments on the night? Because you saw both of them had great spells throughout the fight, so it's whoever can kind of push the rematch to take what they took from the first one and make the necessary adaptations. So yeah, it's going to be interesting for me. I'm going to be tuning in. I can't call it. It's a good fight.
Fraser Clark, who had picked Beterbiev to win the first fight, expressed a more balanced outlook heading into the rematch. Clark had acknowledged Beterbiev's fantastic performance in the first bout, but he also praised Bivol for his intelligence and toughness. He felt that Bivol had the tools to potentially win the second round of their rivalry, though he made it clear that his stance on the rematch wasn't set in stone. Clark noted that Bivol's experience and skill set might tip the scales in his favor this time, though he remained cautious in making any definitive predictions. He recognized the talent and capabilities of both fighters, which made the rematch an intriguing proposition that could go either way.
I think the Bivol has got the brain and the sort of toughness to turn that job over. I really do. I had Beterbiev, whatever I don't know how to pronounce it nowadays. Beterbiev, yeah. So I had him picked for the first fight, and I think he did fantastic. You know, once he grew into the fight, is a really difficult force. But tactically and with a lot of stubbornness and physicality, I think it's a 50-50, but you know, if they box 10 times, I think it could be a 5-5 sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Shakur Stevenson expressed his belief that Bivol performed admirably in the first fight, even though he had slowed down in the final rounds. Stevenson felt that Bivol understood the importance of finishing strong in the rematch. Stevenson argued that the key to his victory would lie in maintaining the same intensity throughout the entire fight, avoiding any dips in energy that could allow Beterbiev to take control. Stevenson's confidence in Bivol's ability to adjust his approach for the rematch added an extra layer of intrigue to the contest, as it suggested that Bivol might have learned valuable lessons from their first encounter.
I think Bivol, all he had to do was just finish a little bit stronger. He did really good in the fight, but the last 2 to 3 rounds, he kind of let his foot off the gas, and I think he know that.
Amir Khan offered a unique perspective given his personal connections to both fighters. Khan, who shared a close friendship with both Beterbiev and Bivol, acknowledged the respect he had for the Russian champion. Though Khan expressed his admiration for Beterbiev, referring to him as his Muslim brother, he ultimately sided with Bivol in the rematch. Khan's personal connection to Bivol made his prediction particularly interesting, as he expressed strong support for his friend, seeing the rematch as a thrilling contest. Khan's backing of Bivol reflected his belief in the Russian fighter's capabilities and offered a personal touch to the pre-fight analysis.
I like Beterbiev as well. He's a Muslim brother, but I like Bivol. I know Bivol more personal. He's more of a personal friend. So if I was to pick someone, I'd rather go for my friend. Nothing against Beterbiev. He's a great champion. He's a Muslim brother as well. But what a fight that was.
Carl Frampton initially picked Beterbiev to win the first fight, recognizing that the contest had been a tight one. Frampton ultimately believed that Beterbiev was the rightful winner, though he saw things differently when it came to the rematch. Frampton felt that Bivol would make the necessary adjustments to his approach this time around, particularly in how he adapted to Beterbiev's style. The ability to learn from past experiences and refine his tactics would be key for Bivol's success in the rematch, Frampton suggested. The Northern Irish boxer's shift in perspective indicated his belief that Bivol could build on the lessons from the first encounter and rise to the occasion in this high-stakes sequel.
I picked Beterbiev for the first fight. I know there's a wee bit of controversy. Well, there wasn't really. I thought the right man won the fight. I thought Beterbiev won the fight, but it was very, very close. But in the rematch, I think Bivol wins the rematch.
Anthony Yarde also shared his thoughts on how the rematch might unfold. Yarde acknowledged that the first fight was closely contested, but believed that Beterbiev had done enough to win. While he didn't feel the decision was a robbery, Yarde recognized that Beterbiev's consistent pressure might have swayed the judges in his favor. Looking ahead to the rematch, Yarde expressed confidence that Beterbiev would again emerge victorious, though he believed Bivol could have more success by targeting the Russian's body more effectively. Yarde's insight into Beterbiev's vulnerabilities, particularly in terms of taking body shots, added an interesting dimension to the conversation. He suggested that if Bivol could implement a game plan focused on wearing down Beterbiev with strategic body punches, the fight could swing in his favor.
I do think Beterbiev won the first fight. It was a close fight. People will start saying stuff about robbery. I don't know about all that. It was a very, very close fight. Could have went either way. And the second fight, I see Beterbiev winning again, if I'm honest. But this time, if he goes to the body a bit more, I think he can cause more damage.
So how did you react to this fight? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.